Hey everyone, my name's Jack, and I'm sitting at my computer right now looking at my YouTube analytics, and I'm seeing that in the last week, 20% of the videos that I have published have resulted in about 87.8% of my total views for that week. That's the Pareto principle in action. Here I am at my totally messy closet, apologies to you, Mom, to talk about the 80-20 rule and my wardrobe. Could it be possible that I wear 20% of my clothes 80% of the time? Well, people say that we do it. It's on blog articles and the news all the time. I didn't believe it. I thought it was a little ridiculous. So on June 15th, 2019, I started testing it on myself. That was 10 months ago, and from June 15, 2019 to April 14, 2020, I found out that I wear 20% of my clothes 60% of the time. So, not exactly 80-20, but not all that far off either. And now, that was a long period of time. That was 10 months, and things tend to average out over the long haul. And my 80-20 number has been at about 60% since the end of month 4. So it looks like I wear 20% of my clothes 60% of the time. I'm going to finish out the entire year, so if you want to find out how the year ends, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. But also, in the short term, I also measured how often I wore 20% of my clothes on any individual month, and I discovered that I wear 20% of my clothes as little as 62% of the time and as high as 74% of the time, which is pretty wild. So that got me wondering, what would it take for my current closet to turn into 80% as opposed to 60%? Well, I crunched the numbers, of course, on Excel, and I found out there's 2 ways to make it happen. The first is that I wear about 67% of my clothes 80% of the time. So 20%, 60% of the time, 37% of my clothes 80% of the time. The second way is, again, I calculated how often I wear my clothes 80% of the time, and that was 36 articles of the 97 articles of clothes that I own. I currently wear 80% of the time. So, I want those 36 articles of clothing to become 20% of my wardrobe. If you crunch the numbers, that means I would need a wardrobe of 180 articles. I currently have 97, which means I would need to add 83 articles of clothes to my current wardrobe over the last 10 months and not wear a single one of them for my results to be 20% of my clothes 80% of the time. And it may sound ridiculous to have that much unused clothes in your house, in a closet, in a dresser somewhere, but it actually could be pretty plausible, right? You've got bags of clothes up in the attic, you've got closets full of things you never wear, you don't even know how many you have. I could see an 80-20 closet being possible. Now, I'm no dummy. I know that when people say that we wear 20% of our clothes 80% of the time, they're often speaking in hyperbole to make the point that we should focus a little bit more on wardrobe management and save some money, declutter our closets, etc. And it's all fantastic advice, and in fact, I totally agree with it. This experiment has been a lot of fun. I've been really enjoying it and sharing the results with you and finding out a little bit more about my personal clothes usage as well. And at the end of the day, I think the message is that we should be focusing a little bit more on our wardrobe. We should realize that we have everything that we probably need already. We don't need to go out and buy tons of new expensive clothes all of the time. That'll just end up sitting in our wardrobe unused, right? Even me with my relatively small wardrobe, I still have a few things that I haven't used once over the last 10 months. We can save that money, we can reinvest in ourselves in other ways. We can go through our closet and perhaps donate some of our unused and unloved clothes to people who could actually use it. There's 1,000,001 things that you could be doing with your wardrobe right now. So why not dig into it, take a look, see what you got, and see what you can do with it. And remember, you probably already have everything you need. And I think we can all be grateful for that. So, until the next video, I'll see you next time. Bye.